You guys, I'm coming to make another video, and this is the one that I mentioned in the other one that I just posted. It's coming from the book of Adam and Eve, and it is talking about specifically about Satan's truth. Now, these notes are from notes that I took myself during a Sabbath lesson that I was just led to do. I wanted to know about this. So anyway, I'm going to proceed because I have like a lot of notes here, So I'm just going to get started. Again, this is from the book of Adam and Eve. It's not something that's in the scriptures. You would have to go get this. You have to go look at this specifically. It's not in the book. Anyway, let me go ahead and get started. All right. So in my notes, I have this particular part labeled as Satan's truth. So I'm going to read from it, and maybe I'll expound on it, or if I think I'll give examples or something, because a lot of this is kind of self-explanatory. All right. So this is basically after Satan has caused Eve to eat of the fruit of the vine or whatever it is, and also has caused her husband to do it as well. And now they have fallen from the state that they were in before. And now they've also been cast out of the garden. All right. Just to recap and to bring a lot of people to remembrance about what the promises kind of were that Satan gave to Eve. It was told to her, one, that she was not going to surely die. And then two, that apparently the main reason that the Most High God did not want them to eat of the fruit was because their eyes would be opened and they will become like God. So in a way, I noticed that throughout these scriptures that the Most High God said that these were promises that Satan made to them. So that's just a small nugget. Here we go. Now Satan has had to reveal to Adam, after a series of his attempts to kill him and to cause them to fall away even more from the Father, he's come to tell Adam his truth. So here we go. This is Satan speaking to Adam. Thinkest thou that when I have spoken to one about anything, I shall ever bring it to him or fulfill my word? He says, not so. For I myself have never even thought of obtaining what I asked. That's pretty deep to me, but I'm going to keep moving. Therefore, did I fall, and did I make you fall by that for which myself fell? So here we go. Remember, the promise to Adam and Eve was that their eyes would be open and they will become like God. So Satan made them fall for the same reason that he himself fell. So that tells me that he was trying to be what? Like God. All right, so here we go. We're going to keep moving. And with you also, whosoever accepts my counsel falls thereby. So whoever listens to Satan ever out of mankind, they're going to always fall too. Here we go. We're going to keep it moving. I labeled this part, the truth about Satan. By reason of thy fall, thou art under my rule, and I am king over thee, because thou hast hearkened unto me and transgressed against thy God. Neither will there be any deliverance from my hands until the day promised thee by the Most High God. Okay, and in parentheses in notes, I said that now that for us, that's already happened in the form of Christ, because that was the promise that the Most High God told Adam and Eve, that he was going to redeem them and he was going to deliver them and save them, but it was going to be in the form of him having to come in flesh on earth and give his life and sacrifice himself for them. We know that that happened through Christ. To keep it moving, it says, this is still Satan talking here. We This is Satan and his host of people. His host of heavenly angel beings that fell as well and that have chosen to come along with him. We do not know the day agreed upon with thee by God, nor the hour in which thou shalt be delivered. So for that reason, we will multiply war and murder upon thee and thy seed after thee. Remember, Adam and Eve are responsible for all of mankind at this point. So not only is this on mankind, or excuse me, to bring it up to date, not only is this on the chosen people of Israel, but this is on all of mankind. Satan really don't have a respect to person, although he tells the people that he's using that he cares about them, but he don't care about them either. He's trying to kill them too. This is what he's saying. He's saying that for that reason, we will multiply war and murder upon thee and thy seed after thee. He also says this, and I want our people to really, really, really listen to this part. It's so important that you know. This is our will and our good pleasure, that we may not leave one of the sons of men to inherit our orders in heaven. I'm going to read that one more time. This is our will and good pleasure, that we may not leave one of the sons, not one of the sons of men, to inherit our orders in heaven. Satan got a vendetta against everybody. He has a vendetta against everyone. Okay, so that's the first thing. Here we go. He's still telling us more. He's still telling us more. Here we go. Our home is in burning fire, and we will not cease our evil doing. Nope. Not one day, nor 1 hour. We know that to be true, people. We can tell in the wickedness of this world, there's not one day, not even 1 minute or second that goes by that the evil one is not working. And this is what he says right here in this text. Not one day, nor 1 hour is he going to cease doing evil. Because he already knows where him and his little imps' home is. It's in burning fire. They know where they're going. Here we go. Now, this is something that I feel that we as people, as of course the offspring of Adam and Eve, and even more importantly, the children of Israel, who I'm speaking to, even more. This could be for anybody, but I'm talking to my people. I'm also talking to my people, my immediate people. Here we go. This is the type of response that we need to have, that I learned that we need to have. Adam and Eve's response is what I labeled this part. They cried and they mourned. First, because Satan is never going to fulfill any of what he told Eve in the garden. So now they know that they messed up pretty much for nothing. They no longer have the light that they used to dwell in and that they always used to see. At this time, they were having to live in darkness in a cave. So this is how sin, which equates with darkness, was first expressed in human nature with Adam and Eve. They were sent out and they had to live in a cave that was nothing but darkness, where at one time in the garden, they dwelt in light. They were able to even see the angels going back and forth in the heavenlies. They could sing the same songs, praise with the angels. That was a big deal. And for them to have fallen and started to lose their light, and to also have to live in a perpetual state of darkness now because of what has happened, it grieved them. So here we go. Second, they asked a question to themselves. They were like, Adam was like, did he really become king over us? And so the third thing was that they sought the Most High God for deliverance from Satan. So they said, but we will ask God, who created us, to deliver us out of his hands. So what I got from that is, yes, Satan told the truth about everything at that point. But now they understood, after all the attempts where Satan had lied to them and they actually believed him, from their previous mess ups, which it was a lot. I want people to please go and read that book. It really shows even our human nature and our plight with our ancestors. It just makes sense, you know. They have been tricked by the enemy so much at this point in time that now it seems like they have finally understood that instead of just taking his word or this angelic being's word, we're going to ask God. We hear him, but we're going to ask God. And not only that, they specifically asked the Most High to deliver them. So I'm going to keep on moving because we're already at 10 minutes. So they prayed for Satan to be driven away from them and that he would do them no violence and not force them to deny God. Violence isn't only just like beating or anything like physical. It also just means any type of harm, whether it's spiritual, mental, or physical harm. All right. And then it says that God sent an angel immediately and drove Satan away. So what I got from that is, one, if you receive a word, right, and you're not sure whether or not it's coming from God or Satan, the best thing for us to do is to pray to the Most High and ask him who this word is from. And a lot of times he will reveal it to us. All right, moving on. It says that Adam and Eve decided to pray continuously that they be forgiven of the sins they had committed each time they left their home, which was at this point the cave, and decided not to leave while they prayed until the end of the 39th or the 40th day. And they resolved that if they died during that time, that God would save them. And their prayer went out of their mouths like flames of fire. There's so much in this that I would love to address. But the first few things I'm going to address right now is, one, Adam and Eve made a commitment to each other. Their commitment was that they were going to pray and that they were going to fast, and that even if they died in that cave, and that they were not going to leave. Because every time they seemed to leave, they got tripped up by the enemy, and he literally would, kill them or almost kill them. He would hurt them so bad that the Most High would have to just like save their life, resuscitate them almost every time they followed him. So, it seems like they were beginning to learn their lessons. So they decided they weren't going to leave because they didn't want to mess up again. They didn't want to risk a chance of messing up again. And they were taking precautions like what they should have done in the garden, but they messed up, and now they were able to clearly see that they messed up, and they would rather be super cautious now. That sounds familiar to me. So anyway, that's the first thing. The next thing was they made a promise in front of the Most High God, and of course in front of Satan, which was they were going to pray and fast, not leave their home, and ask the Most High God to forgive them of their sins. And once they decided together as a unit to do that, and they actually began to do it, their prayers left their mouth like a flame of fire. That was power. Okay, so here we go, moving right along. Satan's attack against them. Pay attention to this part because it's so important. First, it's important whenever a man and a woman together mutually make an agreement about anything. There is power in this. There's power in that. And God is around. He hears it. He sees it. And also Satan is around, hears it, and sees it. That's important to note. Okay. Listen to what Satan said and what he did. On the 30th night of the 41 days that Adam and Eve were praying, he and his angels went into the cave and hurt and hit them until he left them dead. This is how Satan feels about all mankind. Adam and Eve were going through it first, but this is how he feels about all of us. Then the word of God Most High came to them and raised them from their suffering. And God said to Adam, "Be strong and don't be afraid of him who has just come to thee." All right. This is what Adam asked God. But Adam wept, and he said, "Where wast thou, O my God, that they should smite me with such blows, and that this suffering should come upon us, upon me and upon Eve, thy handmaid?" I know so many people who after they've been hurt so bad and so many times by the enemy, and their choice is to follow the enemy's design, and their choice is to be without God, to not seek after God in their lives. When bad things begin to happen to them, they're like, "Where are you, God?" Or "Where is God now? Where was God when I was going through this and that and the third?" This is the Most High God's response to Adam. Oh, Adam. See, he is Lord and Master of all thou hast. He who said that he would give you divinity. What God just said right there is, because you basically listened to him, because he said he was going to make you like gods, he's now your ruler. He now has control over you and over anything that makes you you. Any possessions that you receive, anything, he actually has control over that now because you listened to him. I'm getting ahead of myself, so let me slow down. Oh, Adam, see, he is Lord and Master of all thou hast. He who said he would give thee divinity. Where is his love for thee? And where is the gift that he promised? God is trying to get Adam to think. He's trying to get Adam to see that Satan has been lying to him from the beginning and doesn't love him or care about him at all. I'm going to keep going. For once has it pleased him, O Adam, or for not once has it pleased him, O Adam, to come to thee, to comfort thee, and to strengthen thee, and to rejoice with thee, and to send his host to guard thee, because thou hast hearkened to him. Because thou hast hearkened to him and hast transgressed my commandment, but hast followed his behest. That means his command. And I wrote, because I had to look up that definition, and it says commands, direction, word, order, decree, edict, charge, instruction, dictate, or injunction. So I was just trying to make sure that I defined behest so I could have a better understanding of it. So that means command, basically. So basically, God right there is like, it doesn't seem like at one time it's ever pleased him to comfort you or to give you strength or to be happy with you or to even send his angels to protect you because you listened to him and you went against me. He hasn't even done anything good for you at this point, and you listened to him. You obeyed him, but he hasn't done one good thing for you. Here we go. We're going to keep it moving. Adam cried and said, O Lord, because I transgressed a little, thou hast sorely plagued me in return for it. And I ask thee to deliver me out of his hands, or else have pity on me and take my soul out of my body now in this strange land. So at this point, Adam is to the point to where he's like, Lord, I did like a little bit of sin, but now it's like you're just doing so much hurt to me. You're causing me to go through so much for the little bit of sin that I did. And I prayed to you, and I asked you to deliver me from him. I asked you to deliver me, or at least kill me. I've asked you to deliver me, and I've asked you, if you're not going to deliver me, to kill me. I don't know about y'all, but I can honestly say that I have been there before. I've been there before. Praise the Most High, it didn't last long, but that don't matter. I've been there before. Like, Lord, I'm probably going to sin again tomorrow. So how about, like, just so I have a better chance of making it into the kingdom, and just so I have a better chance of pleasing you, why not just kill me now? I've been there. I've said that before. Moving along, God's response. If only there had been sighing and praying before thou did transgress, then wouldest thou have rest from the trouble in which thou art now. Baby, let me tell you, when I read that, I was like, I straight heard my daddy's voice when we used to be about to get a whooping, and he would be like, you should have cried before you did this thing. It should have made you not want to do it. Before you did this bad thing, you should have been crying. Before you did this bad thing, you should have been, scared for the repercussions and the consequences that were going to come. So anyway, that's what God said to Adam. If only you guys had sighed and prayed before you made the decision to eat of that fruit or whatever, and just basically break my law to you, you would have been saved from the trouble that you're going through right now. And you would still have rest. You would still be in the place where I designed you to be. That's the end of this. That is the end. That is the end. But I'm so happy. It's a little under 20 minutes. I just want to encourage my brothers and my sisters. I really believe that the book of Adam and Eve, especially about the conflict, will truly bless you guys. So I want you guys to Google it. There are PDF forms of it. And there are also apps on Google Play. There's a book called The Lost and Forgotten Books of Eden, and it has the book of Adam and Eve in it, and that's how I was able to read the book. It will bless you. I really believe you can get some wonderful information from it, especially with seeing how Satan acted with the first human beings on earth. And you will realize that he does the same things to all of us. That's what you'll come to realize. So I'm going to say shalom on that. I pray to God that this video has audio, and I pray that it really truly blesses somebody, especially in this time right now, to seek after the Most High God, to ask him questions about every word that you believe that you receive, so that you can decipher whether or not it's from God or if it's a word from the enemy and a lie. Any word from the enemy is going to always be a lie and a deception. And another thing that I noticed before I go was that first the word of God came to Adam and Eve, and then second, Satan's word came to Adam and Eve. So the problem Adam and Eve kept having was that because Satan sounds so similar sometimes to the way that God spoke, they were able to believe it almost every time. It wasn't until after they started questioning, was this of God, was this of Satan, that God literally would send his angels to minister to them, to let them know, look, this is either of me or this is Satan lying to you. He's trying to kill you. God answered. And he's the same God today that he was back then. So, yeah, I just want to give encouragement in that. And I'm going to say shalom and peace to my brothers and my sisters all around the world. Bye, you guys.